We shot in 4 boroughs of New York. A couple people in Brooklyn, a couple people in Queens, one in the Bronx, the rest in Manhattan. I mean, it was an adventure because there was me lugging lighting equipment and camera and everything on the subway to get to someone's house, coming home at 2 in the morning some nights. What was fascinating, I think, about the filming of the message board is that each actor was filmed separately. They were never in the same room filming. They didn't have to be. I had a reader read all the lines opposite them. So that was like, oh my gosh, are these actors going to be in sync when I edit it all together? Very pleasantly surprised by how much it seems like they rehearsed together and were in the same room and knew how to respond to each other. And granted, I mean, I did choose different takes to sort of make sure it did sync up, but I didn't have to do much at all. It just came together. Each person took about 4 hours to film all 8 of their episodes in one night. Cubby took about 6 hours or so. It is the most thrilling thing I think I have felt artistically, possibly, to create something on the page and have other people bring it to life. To see these actors speak the words and come up with their own ways of saying the lines and their own versions of the characters. The funniest thing, I think, typing and talking. Almost every actor, without fail, would start their lines, "Hi, my name is Cubby. What's your name?" You know, which is what actors do when you type, right? You do that voice. I am typing.
For as long as there's been telegraph, it's been that, very, very much in like those 40s movies, Miss Granger, take a letter. Dear, it's been that, it's that style.
It's the way that has been communicated for so long. That, that's what I was joking. As
writing
actors,
at the speed
we get on
at which
stage,
you think.
You write, you talk at the speed that you're writing, whether it's handwritten or typing. And I'm making you guys do something awkward and go against it.
It's very interesting.
Because I want to communicate this world that's all typed, but I want it to feel dramatically, the way you would feel when you're reading it.
Right, right.
Which is a conversation.
At the speed of thought.
The speed of thought.
At the speed of thought, it's very. When you said it, I was like, it's interesting because what you're introducing goes against the grain of dramatic convention.
Yeah.
But what it is it's naturalism. But somebody would see it on stage and be like, that's not real, because why would they be talking that way and typing that way? But here's the thing. Anybody that you see in the average Starbucks is typing at that speed, because that's how they're thinking.
But also...
And if it were to be articulated, this is what you'd hear.
Yeah, that's the way when you're reading through a message board thread, it's conversation.
It's a really...
I mean, the reality is you are typing it and fixing it and editing it, and then you gotta hit... Well, first of all, you have to read it and hit reply.
Yes.
Page loads, type it, make sure it's right, post.
Right.
But we're skipping that.
Yes.
And we're cheating the reality to get the dramatic flow.
Right.
But that meant, they couldn't really type, because it's like, I can't even do that. There we go. And so, yeah, there are lots of funny shots where someone's just, typing and they're not even hitting the enter key or anything like that. And I probably should have cut away from the hands more to hide that. I didn't realize how much it would read. Of course, the worst being that Fam69 is only typing. I probably would do this a different way now, but I basically filmed his hands as he did his lines. I wanted to cast a Broadway actress, and I happen to know some Broadway actresses, luckily through my survival job. Scheduling was a major problem because I was filming during the awards season time. Lots of press, lots of just busy craziness. One of them I know definitely wanted to do it and was going to do it, and then just got crazy schedule-wise. Got another Broadway actress, and then her scheduling became a problem, so I went back to the previous actor. She still wanted to do it, but then she had to drop out. Then I had a Broadway actor ready to go. She was going to do it. The night before the filming of that scene, she had to drop out to a family emergency. Woke up that morning freaked. I've got friends coming to be extras. I gotta do this shoot. Our deadlines, we're past the deadline. There had been someone I had been thinking of who is super talented and totally terrific to play the part, and I asked her to do it, and she said yes, and she saved my butt. And that's Erika Amato. She showed up, day of, learned the lines that day. It was a couple of lines, but still, terrifically professional, lovely, relaxed, a delight. She's great in that part, and it's a great scene, and everything happens for a reason. What also helps save the scene is Michael Buckley's cameo. Michael Buckley, if you don't know who he is one of like the 8th most subscribed person on YouTube, over 400,000 subscribers. He's huge. He is very funny, very talented. I have so much respect for him. I got this idea in my head, Michael Buckley should do a cameo if he wants. That would be wonderful. Of What the Buck being the one scooping the Steve Malone video. I emailed him. He said yes. That night, I had the footage. There was no waiting around. There was no hemming and hawing. Yes, here it is. Done. That's a professional. He's been so good to me and supportive of me. I am so thankful to him for that and for his being a part of this. So part of the problem with indie filmmaking, as you probably notice while I'm doing this interview, there's beeps from a smoke alarm that they never change the battery on. There's people outside, you know, making noise, chattering, there's dogs barking, planes flying, there's just madness. Oh, to have a quiet sound stage, to be able to record things. And every location that we were at had something, you know, there's always something going on. There's some things I just couldn't edit out, they just happened. I missed a beep, there's a beep in one of the sequences. I could have smacked myself and it made it to YouTube because, of course, I'm editing in this apartment where there's that beep and I missed the beep. And I don't have a fantastic, brilliant, professional camera. I have a Sony CyberShot. That's how I filmed the message board. So praise to this little camera for doing a pretty darn good job. I mean, that's the amazing thing about technology. It's even the playing field in so many ways that even if you don't have a $10,000 camera, you can have a $200 camera and make a film, make a web series. Let me tell you, I love a beautifully shot film, a professional, beautifully shot film. There's much to praise of our great cinematographers. I'm not one of them yet. All the cinematography you see in the show is me doing my best, learning as I go. I hope to learn more and do better work in the future. I don't have a boom mic, so all the sound is off of the Sony CyberShot. You know, the rawness of it doesn't bother me. It's not as do or die if you don't have the fantastic camera and sound. And I just don't think people should let that be an obstacle towards making their art. There were hundreds of hours writing the show, planning the show, filming the show. That did not even include the editing, and that was hundreds of hours probably. Editing, going through the footage, finding the takes I wanted to use. Maybe there was only one take. Sometimes there were 10 good choices, and it's like, which one do I choose? I have an unbelievable amount of respect now for editors. What an unbelievable job to take all that footage and then have to make all these choices and then put it together. And there's a million different options. You know, these performances were really great. So my job was to make sure I continued to translate that great performance. I felt a lot of responsibility to choose the right takes, to make sure that I was choosing their best work, the representation of the moments, the energy, the arcs, the whatever that they had created in any given scene. Will there be a season 2? I can't say for sure. I wrote the message board sort of as a self-contained piece. You know, it has a beginning, it has an end. But I also see the piece having a lot of possibilities. I think there are other ways to tell stories of the message board. There are obviously endless, countless stories that could be told. So yeah, there's the possibility. It just depends.